Brazil had a busy 2014, thanks mostly to the country's successful hosting of one of the sporting world's biggest events, the Football World Cup. But it also had its share of political controversy, economic challenges, and saw President Rousseff retaining power. Paulo Cabral takes a look back and gives us a look at what 2015 may have in store in this reporter's notebook.
A World Cup in Brazil where the home team suffered the worst defeat of its history and bitterly fought presidential elections narrowly won by the government. 2014 was all but tedious in Brazil. The first half of the year was dominated by the FIFA soccer tournament, but more so by controversy than by soccer itself. The 2014 World Cup was marked by fears that the stadiums and infrastructure wouldn't be ready in time and street protests against the government expenditures to finance the event. Only when the ball started rolling, Brazilian fans embraced the thrill of hosting the tournament as foreigners joined locals in celebrating the beautiful game.
It's a big pleasure for me to see the game here at this fan fest because it's so nice and so well organized and it's very great.
To me, it still feels like a great feel to it. There's a lot of fans, a lot of different teams. So, you know, it's a great atmosphere itself. It feels great. Everybody's here enjoying themselves.
But the World Cup delivered a shock to Brazilians, a 7-1 defeat in the semi-final match against Germany. The team of the nation, calling itself the country of football, had never lost a match with such a difference in the score. And it happened at home. In the second half of the year, the elections dominated the news. And then another big shock, just as the political campaign started gathering steam. The death of one of the main candidates. From the Socialist Party, Eduardo Campos, who was in third place in the polls. The plane crash that killed him 3 months before the vote caused a sudden shake-up in politics. Leftist Dilma Rousseff's task to secure re-election was not easy, fighting against a sluggish economy and corruption allegations against her government. In the end, Rousseff narrowly won against social democratic contender Aécio Neves, but inherited a divided country and voters who weren't happy with the government's inability to deliver services to the public.
I think people voted against the opposition, and people don't want the opposition to come back because of the memory we have of the 90s during Fernando Henrique Cardoso and the recession and all those things. But I don't think, I think the quick question is that we need to improve public services in Brazil. People have been out of poverty, people have more money now, but they need to have proper public services. And I think she has to act on that direction because this is what making people very against her government and against the government in general.
For next year, President Dilma Rousseff will have to put the economy back on track and try to appease the political opposition. Brazilians will be watching closely, but they will also keep an eye out for their national team, hoping it also enters a path of recovery. Paulo Cabral, CCTV, São Paulo.